And welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. I have some good recipes for you tonight. For today. Tonight is going to be a good recipe. So let's get into today's video. Hi, I'm Whitney if you're new here. If not, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it. Tonight's dinner is a spinach cheesy Alfredo pasta, and it is starting out by just putting some chicken in the crock pot in the morning, seasoning that up, and just letting that cook until it's done. Here is our chicken all cooked. I tried to use my mix and chop to shred it because I saw other people do that, but that did not work for me, so I ended up just using my hand mixer like always, and then I had beautiful shredded chicken. To start out this recipe, you're just going to start off by finely dicing an onion. Now it's time to add that to the pan. So you're just going to turn your heat on, add in some cooking spray, and then add in that onion. Here I am showing you my homemade garlic knots before I put them in the oven. I made these this morning, but and let them rise in the fridge. I will tag the recipe I used down below. Now that our onion is nice and softened, it's time to add in our spinach. I'm using this whole container, but what I'm going to do is take some scissors and just chop it up because I would rather have smaller bits of spinach than huge leaves cooked down. Now it is going to be time to season our spinach. I'm just going to put in some salt and then this Parmesan cracked black pepper by Kinder's. This stuff has great flavor. I love it. So you're just going to sprinkle that in and stir that around. Now to add in some minced garlic, just about a teaspoon. We're going to put in a jar of Alfredo sauce of your choice. I prefer the Classico kind. It's just my favorite. Also adding in some chicken broth. I use chicken bone broth. It has more protein in it. You're just going to add that in because we are going to be cooking our pasta in this sauce, so you need enough liquid. So I'm using this ditalini pasta. It's just tiny pastas, and I'm just going to put those in there and stir them around. Looking at my mixture, I could tell it needed more liquid to cook that pasta in because it wasn't like fully covered. So I just added about another cup of the bone broth to the Alfredo sauce can and just shook it up. And I am seasoning with some of about a quarter of a package of this Alfredo sauce mix. That's all I had left. Just adding all that chicken broth, it needed more Alfredo flavor, but to skip that step, you could probably just add in 2 jars of Alfredo sauce with some chicken broth, and it would definitely make the difference. I just did not have another jar of Alfredo sauce. And here I am tasting it just to see flavor-wise what I need to add. I didn't want to add too much salt, so you just kind of season to your liking. I'm gonna add more of that Parmesan Kinder's. That stuff is very delicious. I got it from Sam's. I love it on vegetables and pasta and everything. And then just some black pepper. I do recommend making this in a pot or a pan that you can put a lid on. That was the wrong size lid. Or just any kind of covering. That way it helps cook that pasta a little more quickly. Once you feel like your pasta is almost all the way cooked, you're going to add in your shredded chicken. I'd say I added in about 2 to 2.5 cups of, or maybe 3 cups. Lord, that was a lot of chicken. About 3 cups of shredded chicken and just stir that in. I felt as though mine was lacking a little creaminess, so I'm just stirring in probably about a quarter cup of heavy cream. But again, this would be remedied if you just used 2 jars of Alfredo sauce. And then I'm going to top it. Well, actually, I don't top it. I stir in that shredded mozzarella, and it just becomes so ooey, gooey, and cheesy. I literally told my husband this tasted like a gourmet mac and cheese. You know, like it's not just mac and cheese, but it was so delicious. Now it is time to get my garlic knots out of the oven. These truly were so light and fluffy and delicious and the perfect pairing for this. So here they are, and now we got to make our little butter and garlic mixture to brush on the top. I didn't follow the recipes like butter topping or whatever it said. I just made my own. I used a stick of softened butter that I will be melting in the microwave along with, I really should have moved that heavy cream thing, I'm sorry. Some onion salt from Trader Joe's. You know, it has like the green flakes in it. And then I know I used some minced garlic, and I just popped this in the microwave and let it melt and come together. It is time to brush it on our beautiful bread. Tell me those are not beautiful. And they were so dang easy. Like, you would think that's so hard to make, and it's not at all. So just brush that delicious butter over the top. I let it go down the sides too, so it just soaks all the way in. Once it's all brushed with the butter, I just topped with some of this grated Parmesan cheese. You could also use real Parmesan cheese. That's up to you. I just had this, so that's what I used. Our pasta is finished now. I'm just going to top it off with a little bit more mozzarella on top and make it all melty and beautiful. And here is our plate. I just popped some broccoli in the microwave, topped with some Parmesan cheese. That was our side, our garlic knot, and the pasta. I gave myself way too much of a portion. This stuff is super filling and super delicious. On to our next what's for dinner, and it is starting out with more bread. Some homemade hamburger buns, which sounds so difficult, but I promise you is probably one of the easiest breads I have ever made. I will tag this recipe down below that I used. Also, I plan on making a video soon with 3 of the easiest breads you can make, but I just started out the dough in my bread maker, just making the raw dough setting just because it's the cleanest way for me to do it. Now that my dough is done, I'm going to divide it into 8 equal pieces. Now it is time to roll the dough. You're literally just going to roll it in a ball. That's it. And then I pressed it down a little bit, but I don't really know if you're supposed to, because my buns ended up pretty big, but they were perfect for what I needed them for. So just roll all that dough out. You are going to place your dough balls, dough discs, whatever you want to call them, onto a greased cookie sheet. Once you have them all rolled out, you're just going to top them with a damp dish towel and let them sit on top of your oven and rise for about 10 minutes, as long as it takes your oven to preheat to 425. Now for the main event, we are doing fried chicken sandwiches. I have not fried a thing in ages. This is the first thing I've fried in so long. But you're just going to make a milk mixture. I would usually use buttermilk, but I am out, so I'm just using some what I have on hand, some milk and some heavy cream, and then I'm pouring some pickle juice in there and some hot sauce, and then I'm going to season this however you would like to, but season it pretty well. Since this is for a sandwich, I'm going to take my chicken breast and I'm going to butterfly them in half and then cut them in half long way. So cut them in half vertically, cut them in half horizontally. And so that way you get a perfect little piece of chicken for a sandwich. Once you get that chicken all sliced the way you like it, just add it into your milk mixture. Now time for our flour mixture. I'm just starting in with some all-purpose flour. You can use whatever brand you like. I just really like this King Arthur flour. It is expensive though. You're just going to add in 2 cups of flour. That was too much for how much chicken I had, but I would rather have more than not enough because I don't want to have to remix the flour. So you're just going to add in your flour and then you are just going to season that up. And also I pour a little bit of the milk from the marinade into here and swirl it around. Old Pioneer Woman trick. And it gives you crispier pieces on your chicken. Now, I like to do egg whenever I fry stuff too, so I'm just going to add 2 eggs to this little bowl and season those up as well. Our hamburger buns have risen and they look beautiful, so now it's time to brush on the egg wash mixture, which is just an egg yolk, a tablespoon of water, and that's it. Brush that on top and then sprinkle it with our sesame seeds, and then we're going to put them in the oven. Before I put my chicken in the fryer and while my bread is going, I'm just going to take these potatoes I had laying around, poke some holes in them, put them on a microwave safe plate, and throw them suckers in the microwave for about 5 to 6 minutes. You'll get a perfectly cooked potato, and then you can do whatever you want with it. Our oil is hot and it is time to fry. I always hate frying stuff, but I don't know. I never do it. So anyway, we're just going to go from the milk mixture to the flour mixture to the egg mixture and back to the flour mixture. And this gave you the crispiest, crunchiest, it was so good, crust on this chicken that it is just unbelievable. So look at that color, and the seasoning was on point, I'm telling you. Now just put that in your oil and let it fly, or let it fry. Here I am telling you that fry looks so good. I was like, oh my God, the crust, because honestly, the crust, it was so good. It is time to get our buns out of the oven. Tell me that's not beautiful. Like, I made that. And it's just so simple and so easy. And then now our potatoes. I'm just going to slice these. See how perfectly cooked they are? I'm just going to slice these into wedges and then throw them in my oil that I had left over from the chicken. Now it's time to assemble our sandwich. Cut up that bun. Don't worry, that's just the egg wash around the bun. You can take that off. It is literally a pillow. I was telling Jonathan, I said, I made that. Like, look at this. It's so soft. So we're just going to build our chicken sandwich now. This is about whatever you like on your chicken sandwich. I like a little bit of mayo on mine. This is a light mayo. And then I'm going to go in with pickles. This is Jonathan's. Okay, this is Jonathan's pickles. I do not like pickles on my sandwich. And I just sliced some cornichons on his because I was out of sliced pickles. And then top it with your chicken patty. We are going in with some Chick-fil-A barbecue sauce. We buy this stuff by the bottle from Chick-fil-A because we love it so much. Top it with your little lid. Look at that chicken sandwich. Oh my gosh. We're just going to throw our little crispy potato wedges on the side. And it is not the healthiest dinner, but it was delicious. And it's definitely not something we would eat every night. But there you go. A crispy chicken sandwich and tater wedges. You can hear the chicken frying in the background because Jonathan's making some wings while they got hot. What is it, oil? But I'm about to taste this. This bun is like a pillow. That's so good. Oh my gosh. I normally cannot fry chicken, but it's so good. And see how pillowy the bun is? I love it. And these little things are so easy. You heat them up in the microwave and then I threw them in the hot oil. What do you think? Good. That's good. Oh my gosh. Not the healthiest supper, but it tastes delicious. Our hamburger buns are going to make a second appearance. Excuse the flour on my shirt. I was making cinnamon rolls. Are going to make a second appearance in this What's for Dinner episode because we're making smashburgers. Normally Jonathan makes these on the Blackstone, but I'm going to try them out on the griddle because he had to go in to work this night and took the girls with him. So I'm just going to throw this on. I really should have changed my shirt. I had like cinnamon roll stuff all over me. Anyway, I just took some 96.4 lean ground beef and rolled it into equal pieces. And I'm about to plop those on this hot griddle. This is my first time making smash burgers, like I said. So the griddle finally got hot. And so I took the ball, I put it down with seasoned side down. And then I took the Blackstone spatula and just smashed the crap out of it, honestly. I just smashed it. And I don't even think I smashed it enough. And I just did that for the rest of them. Now it is time to put cheese. I already put the grilled cheese on theirs. Now trust me, I had this leftover cheese ball from Halloween. And I was like, wait a second. You know how people would do pimento cheeseburgers? I'm going to do a cheese ball cheeseburger. So I just got a butter knife, sliced up that cheese ball. And me and Jonathan did double cheeseburgers. So I put a little piece of cheese ball in between the patties and then on top. And girl, let me tell you, that was freaking amazing. So if you ever have some leftover cheese ball, you should try that out. I wanted to toast my buns for the burgers, so I'm just spraying them with a little bit of spray butter and throwing them on the hot griddle after I cleaned it after the burgers because I did a little scrape and cleaned it up. Check out that beautiful toast on that bun. And then now it's time to build our burger. I asked Jonathan if he wanted me to make his. He said no, he'd make his own. So you get to see that little treat in a minute. I am just going in with some mayonnaise and ketchup on mine. There's Jonathan's bun coming off. He wanted his a little more toasted than I did. Put his to the side. And I'm just going to add in, like I said, some mayonnaise and ketchup on my burger. There goes my cheese ball cheeseburger. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you. And it was a bacon ranch cheddar cheese ball. And then I blocked your view with the ketchup bottle. I need to work on that. Oh my gosh, look at it. Look at it. That looks so dang good.
All right, people, see here. Take a little bit in.
You know it's recording.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I did that. You rub the buns together. Give me a little slap. My favorite thing to do.
Slap it.
Give it a little bit of mustard.
You want some mayonnaise?
A little bit of ketchup nuts.
Can we hot ketchup, please.
You use the bum. It's all good. All comes out the same fat.
It really does.
You have mayonnaise.
It's right there.
Mayonnaise. Dukes. Every kind. Good portion of that. Can't get this without that. But it is the light. Give it a good smash.
You can taste it?
Always lick the edges. Not a win.
Easy enough.